time you swallow your stomach, say thank you. Hey, no, come down. I mean, people don't understand, like when you grow up, like, I grew up in the South, and we had to eat some things, but there were times we missed meals, my grandma just didn't have the money.
That's right.
But it makes you appreciate everything that you get now. I remember when I was
rob something. You do one of the two.
You know, when you grow up, I remember we had like dirt floor, we had cement floor, so it wouldn't, you know how it is in a mechanic shop, it get dusty. Yeah. And I would spray water down and try to keep the dust down. I remember my grandma used to say all the time, son, it ain't much, but let's try to keep this house. And I always remember that. And now that I got a little piece of house, I mean, you got cement floors, you ain't got no plumbing, you got no paneling, but that's all we had. We had,
you have to appreciate what you had. You have to take care of it.
Now that I got stuff, and I'm like, bro, can we I tell my kids, and I tell, can we just
I heard you for a story. I seen that place y'all lived in.
Yeah, that's how real.
You might have been a little poor today. I'm sitting up here telling you little stuff.
But it makes you appreciate everything. I appreciate everything. I don't think that'll never leave. I don't care if I got 200 million, 300 million, that'll never leave.
Well, that's why you're able to survive. That's why you're able to survive a lot of things. That's why you were able to survive backlash. You were able, you was built for this shit. You was built for it mentally. You were built for it physically. You were built for these boulders to come at you and not to kill you though. They just bounce off of you.
It makes you. It definitely you understand having gone through what you're going through as a kid.
You know that shit would have broken up.
Oh yeah.
You would be sitting there, somewhere in the same style.
Yeah.
But you done already seen the worst.
Yeah. I've been in the storm a long time.
So
when you got money, what was the first thing you did when you got money?
Brought my mother washing dry.
You were better than that kid.
My mother was on sister. She brought her washing dry. She was so happy to get that washing dry. My mother, we grew up watching Price is Right. My mother dreamed of having things for us. And I'll never forget, Reader Digest sent us a fake check in the mail. And my mother got to screaming, and we tried to cash that. We got the car, went up to the bank, and my mother came out the bank, said, "What's wrong, Mom?" She said, "This wasn't real." It was a Reader Digest check. I'm saying to myself, Mama, first of all, it was too much money. Yeah. We had like $5 million or something.
They ain't seen enough of that, Mom.
The way that shit was written on the check, it
had a name and everything.
What? We thought we had that money. Man, I used to take scissors and cut big wheels out and paste them on the wall. Shit, I wanted. Yeah. I said, boy, I just want that shit. And we grew up Jehovah's Witness. Oh man, that didn't make it easy. So we wouldn't. I think my mother made us Jehovah's Witness because she knew we couldn't afford shit. So she said, I'm gonna give you a religion that
you don't need anything.
You ain't supposed to do it. You gonna feel bad about getting it.
Real estate, you really involved in real estate. Yeah. What made you? How did you learn how to invest? Like, okay, I got this money. Yeah. Ain't no guarantee if I don't do something with it to make sure I'm gonna be able to keep it.
Yeah. Well, growing up as a kid, we rented houses all the time. We never owned a house. My mom did. So I always promised myself if I ever got some money, I was gonna go back and buy all the houses that we got evicted out of, and I did.
Damn.
I made an address list. In my hometown, I rolled around and I made an address list of all the houses we got kicked out of. And I went and bought every last one of them.
You bought every house?
Every one of them that we got kicked out of.
And you allow family to you rent them out?
Yep, I rent them out, you know what I mean? And my family stay in them, and I went back and got them out. I told my mother that too. I'll never forget, man, we used to get kicked out of the house. My mother, we sit in the back of the cab. She had a big ass bag of clothes, and my mother crying, and we could go to my grandmother's house to stay with my grandma. Because every time we got kicked out, we went to my grandma's house. And I said, Mom, I'm gonna buy all these motherfucking houses back one day. I thought I was gonna go with some dope money,
but you gonna get them houses?
I was gonna get them houses back, and I did. I went back and got them houses. I went and knocked on people's door and bought their ass about them houses. Yep, I sure did. Me and my wife, we went and we fixed them houses up. We actually had a show on HGTV called Buying Back the Block. Yeah, went and bought them houses, and I revitalized my whole neighborhood, man. And the white people walk down the street, man. They don't know the history in them houses. Right. I told them, little dude named Antonio got killed in that house you live in. I said, yeah, nigga was in there.
Mike, did you know your father?
Yeah, I knew my dad, man. Hard-working man. Tommy Epps worked at a plant, worked at a harvester for 40 years. Good dude, man. My father was a hard-working dude. And I never forget, man, my father didn't like no street people. When I became a street dude, I was selling drugs. He had a car wash. I went to his car wash in my Cadillac, and he told people, don't wash that. Damn! Because I was selling dope. Yeah. He called me a dog. He said, you a dog? I said, huh? I said, yeah, you a dog. Because I was selling dope. Yeah. I got caught. And I'll never forget, I was in prison, and I met a dude in my Miami that got caught selling kilos and shit. And I'm sitting in the cell with him. He was showing me pictures of his houses and boats. I said, damn. I called my father on, because I said, I was talking to my father in jail. I said, Daddy, I'm in here with a dude that's smart as hell. He said, well, son, if he's so smart, why is he in there with you? He's sitting there bragging about somebody in jail with you, talking about he's smart. Yeah. Damn. Because my dad always said crazy shit that, you know, and especially still, I'll never forget one time, too, I told my dad, I said, this is how I learned how to deal with my kids. I used to cuss my dad out. I said, man, you ain't no real, because he wouldn't buy me the shit I wanted. Because I thought because it was kids that had the go-karts and mobile. Yeah. I said, why come I can't have that? I said, man, you ain't no real father. You know, he told me one time, he came back, smacked me in the face. He said, wait till you have some kids. And boy, if I be damn, my kids didn't say the same motherfucker. That's crazy how that shit just double back. Yeah, absolutely. So it just teach you to always honor your parents and listen to them. They know what they doing. And most kids be upset with their parents and not realizing that parents be kids too. Yes. Your mother and father were too young too to be who they thought they was young too. They were still trying to figure it out. So now I'm grown and I got kids. That shit just all came clear to me. You know, you mentioned your wife. How did your wife help you? Because then you hear a lot of stories like, okay, I got married and she helped me, you know, she helped me find my purpose. Yeah. You know, Steve speaks glowingly about his wife, I forget his wife's name, but Margie. And he speaks about, like, I started to elevate when Margie got in my life.
Get savings on fresh favorites for the whole family at Albertsons and Vons. This week at Albertsons and Vons, USDA Choice Tri-Tipped Roast, untrimmed or boneless petite sirloin steaks are $5.99 per pound with membership where applicable. And 18-count Lucerne grade AA large eggs are $2.99 each with membership where applicable. Limit 8 plus. Large cherries are $2.99 per pound with digital coupon. Visit Vons or Albertsons.com for more deals and ways to save.
I hear you talk about the same thing, that how she calmed you down, that you like, yeah, it's not that serious, Mike. Yeah. I mean, what you try? Hey, you got me, I got you. We good. Yeah. How is that when a man finds a wife? The Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good.
Most of us get married so we don't screw everybody. Let's be honest. Okay. But I can honestly say that my wife is much younger than me. 20 years younger than me.
Is she?
Yeah. I don't want to date nobody my age because that's 100 years in bed. So I had to cut the margin down, man. But she's a grown-ass woman.
Right.
She's 38 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, she taught me a lot. She taught me a lot. And sometimes, most of the time, your wife is going to see things that you don't see about yourself. All the time. And you need that. We're very, very slow when it comes to women, man. We think we're smart, but they the coldest when it comes to hold them, know when to fold them, when to walk away, when to be quiet. We'll never be able to figure women out. So, I guess we gotta listen. You know what I mean? We gotta listen to them. And that's what God put them there for. He gave them that extra sense to protect us. I always say women are caretakers for me. You know, I don't care how much money we make or how much king we are, and none of it no good if a woman can't take care of them.
This is the second marriage, right? Yeah. After your first marriage, did you think you'd ever get married again?
Yeah.
You did.
As soon as I met my second wife, I wanted to marry her. It was like, God sent you. I could tell sometimes when women have come through God homes, and I can tell it's not. You know, being young and famous and being in the business, it can, you know, having money. Meet a bunch of women.
Yes.
So you know when it's that one. She was that one.
What did you do different in the second marriage that you didn't do in the first marriage that probably caused the split?
I didn't do coke in the second marriage.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was, my first marriage, I was a fool. I'm not gonna lie. Wow. And again, just needed to grow up. I couldn't even wait to get to 55. Now I'm 55, I'm so comfortable in my skin, man. I love who I am right now. You know what I'm saying? I love how I think. I love how I feel. I love that I don't give a. I cared all the years now. I don't give a like anything, and I love it. You know, but that's what helps me with myself. That's what helps me with my family.
Are you and your wife still good? Or first wife still on good terms?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. We don't talk like friends.
But
we ain't arguing. Yeah, we ain't arguing like.
So you like The Rock and his first wife, they went into business together. I see Dave Portnoy, like his ex-wife have access.
Well, you gotta understand, I got multiple women, kids with women.
But I'm saying married.
Yeah, marriage. No,
how did you only been married twice though?
I've been married twice. Yeah, but I got a bunch of kids.
Yeah, but I ain't talking about that. No, that's different.
Yeah, marriage.
Marriage and
my
co-parenting.
Yeah, you know, like I said, all my kids' mothers done great jobs with my. I didn't pick bad women.
Right.
Okay. It just did. Yeah, pretty much. It just didn't work out. Right. And it's okay.
How many kids you have?
I got 7 kids.
Damn. Some kids in the kid?
I ain't trying to catch that nigga. That nigga is condom. Nick Cannon is on a moxicillin at this point.
So how old is the oldest?
36.
The youngest?
4.
You done?
Yeah. I'm done now. I think I am. I need to go.
You do realize, like, when the kid is a senior in high school, what's his name?
Mike.
They gonna say, Mikey, your grandfather out there, that's my daddy, fool. You do realize how old you gonna be, right?
That's why I'm teaching him to say, yourself and get out of my face. Don't worry about I'm teaching him all this shit because you don't need it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what the I'm doing. That's the one I've been teaching. Yeah. Don't worry about what I'm doing. He gonna need that. But that's why I still try to go to the gym because I see guys right now in their 70s that look really, really good, black men. We don't all have to grow and be old and brittle. You know what I mean? I can be a 75-year-old still walking around here. Like I'm 55 right now, and I'll run a young, boxes, I do all that shit right now. 55.
Mike, you ain't finna be playing catch with no 8-year-old at 60.
Well, I'm not. What kind of is you, man? I can't do that as an old ass. At least say I can, Santa. Don't say
you can do
I can't do that, bro.
You can do that.
You're being negative now.
You throw it to him and have to bring it back to you, but you sit in the chair.
Hey, man, don't do that shit.
But you went all out on this marriage. Yeah. They will start studying. Was that her or you?
That was me. That was me and her. Shit, we both. You know what? She always loved the whispers. Okay. And I went and got the whispers.
Damn.
And I flew my mother out here. Man, I flew my whole family out there. Man.
Yeah, you had T.I. Snoop Dogg.
T.I. Snoop Dogg. And my mother never got on the airplane. And my mother came out. God rest her soul. She's not with us now, but there was one thing that I did get to say. I said, boy, I got my mother on that airplane. She came to California, man, and she seen that ocean. Oh man, you know, that was
like my baby. My baby did this.
My baby did it. She got on that plane. She came to LA and seen me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what type of dad are you? Like you said, you know, you said you cool with your dad, but are you raising your kids kind of like how your dad raised you, mom and dad raised you, or are you like, yeah?
I've been a different dad through the years. Okay. Unfortunately, my oldest daughter didn't get the best of me because I was too young and I didn't know what I knew, and I feel so bad about that. And I see my baby sometimes and I wish I could pay her back, but I can't because I just wasn't in that place in my life. But my newer kids, I'm able to do the things that I wish I could have done with my oldest child. You know, so
you didn't know. You could only
know, man. I really didn't, man. If I could go back and repatch that, I would do it 100 times. You know.
You said you had a lot of daughters because that's karma paying you back for all the conniving, bull dive stuff that you did.
It wasn't that great with women, man, but I didn't have no examples, man.
Was it the money, was it the fame, or was it the...
No, I didn't have examples of... I didn't know a lot of married people as kids. I'd seen my mom get married once. You know, her relationships with men wasn't that great. So I just didn't know what that looked like. Right. My dad wasn't in the house, so I didn't know how that felt. I became my own person young. Right. You know what I mean? So I became grown really, really too quick. Right. So I didn't get a chance to see what a real dad do. So I had to learn as an adult.
Right. You had to learn on the job. You had nobody teach you the job, but you learned on the job.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my daughters didn't get the you know what I mean?
So what's the relationship with them like now? Are they resentful? Do they look at you as like, well, we didn't get this dad,